Hello, this is Mr. Liao. I'm going to show you a demo on how to use Packet Tracer, right? In the meantime, I'll be showing you how you can actually set up a DHCP server together with a DNS server and a couple of web servers and a couple of more computers that are linked up, okay, to the internet or to the network, right? So as you can see over here, this is a Cisco packet tracer. Okay, so we can use this to basically draw maybe a star topology. So let's start off with bringing up a number of computers. So we have 3 PC, for example. Okay, so I'm going to set up 3 PC, and I'm going to take some server. Okay, I'm going to have a 4 server. Okay, let's set up 4 server. Okay, and I would need to have a router or switch. Okay, I'll just get one switch easily, right? And I'm going to use, join them, okay, in a star topology. So I'm going to use this automated way of connections. So you can connect this computer to the switch. Okay, close this. And I'm going to connect this to this. Just do a quick one. So using a copper straight wire, this a copper straight wire. Sorry, yeah, straight through wires. And I'm going to connect the server, okay, to the switches as well. Okay, just do a quick connections. So it looks like a star network, isn't it? So there we have, okay, after a while, you can see all the connections with the green triangle means the connections are up and running. Okay, so it takes a bit of time. So I'm going to just name some of this. Okay, so I'm going to call this the first server, which is a DHCP server. Okay, I'm just going to put it as a 2. Okay, so that I know it's going to start with 2. And I'm going to name this as a DNS server. Okay, so they're responsible for naming convention for the web. Okay, oops. Right, and I'm going to call this the maybe xyz.com server. Okay, I'm just going to give a name for. Okay, and I'm going to create another server. And this server is going to be what? abc.com. Okay, and I'll just put a 5 there so that I know the IP address. So let's just try to set up a DHCP server. So we just have to double click, and it's in, you can click on the services, and this web server, while this server has a lot of services, I think it's for easy sakes. Okay, we're just going to off all the other services. Okay, unnecessary services, we off it. Well, we're going to keep this on since we're going to set up a DHCP server. This can be off, and the rest we try to off it, okay, so that it doesn't interfere with any of ours. So, and this is off. Off. Okay, off. Email server, we can have it off. File server, FTP server, just off it. IoT devices, VM management, just off it. So that's it. So we have a DHCP server, and we're going to give it a name. Okay, we have given a name. Well, this one we can just leave it there first. Okay, we're going to set up the internet. Okay, the IP address. Yes. So since server, you can have it as a DHCP. Well, we have to give it. We can't be having a server IP address keep changing. So we're just giving this DHCP server 192.168.1.2, right? And then the subnet mask will automatically came up. right? Anything else I need to set? I think that's DHCP server. Okay, let's just move on from here, leave it there first. Then we go on to set up the DNS server. As usual, you can also go to the desktop and set the IP configuration here and using static. So we're going to put IT 192.168.1.3. Okay, let me just copy this so that I don't have to keep typing. So the subnet mask is there. Good. We're not going to use version 6. Just leave it as that first. And let's just set up all the IP address for all the server first. Right. So same thing over here. I'm just going to put 4. Okay. Subnet mask. Nice. Good. And I'm going to set up another IP address for this another server. Okay. So this is the server called the abc.com. Okay, so it's .5. Cool. So we have actually set up the IP address. You can see, hover across, you can see the IP address that's been popped up. So we're just going to continue to set up the DHCP server. Going to the DHCP server, we have on the services here, and we're going to just update this with the DNS server address, okay, which is if you remember, is .3. Okay, and we have this starting of the IP addressing to be start giving out, and we just label it as 15. Okay, so if it's going to the DHCP, if we're going to give any new IP address, it will have to start with .1.15 onwards. Okay, and the maximum number of users you can use on this intranet, okay, or internet or intranet is about 255. So once you have done that, remember to save it. Okay, so close it. So kind of finish setup for the DHCP. Then did I miss out? Okay, DNS server, and we just go over to the DNS server, and over here we look at the services. Okay, under the DNS, we also need to just kind of just off the web server. Okay, we can't have two DNS server running, okay, on the same intranet. So otherwise you got confused. Why DHCP is off? This is off, very good. This is we're just gonna off it. Okay, DNS server, we're gonna on it. Okay, this is going to be our DNS server, and this we're gonna just log off it and off it, and the rest so I off it. Okay, to avoid any other confusion in terms of the services. Okay, IoT off feature. Okay, wow, good. Then, well, okay, we have to set up the DNS server. Okay, so let's go on to the DNS server here. We're going to add in the two web server. So we're going to have this naming convention, ABC. This is like the addressing translation.com. Okay, and this over here, and we're going to give an IP address .5. So we're going to put in .5. Okay, so which means that this, whoever type in this URL, okay, this DNS will be able to translate it into this IP address so that you know exactly which server to retrieve from. So we're going to save this. Sorry, we're going to add, okay, add, right? And then the other server that we have is a www.xyz.com, right? And it has got an IP address of okay, 4. Okay, I put it here just to remind me that this xyz.com web server is sitting on this IP address, and we just add it. So I have just added two domain name, okay, the web URL, and as well as the corresponding IP address. Okay, so this DNS will be in charge of resolving the domain name and to the corresponding IP address, right? So everything looks okay. And then we got these three machines that running. And currently, if you hover across, no IP address is given, right? Because we haven't set anything. So we just have to simply go to here, okay, and configure DHCP, right? For this PC, and we just go ahead and configure this as DHCP. Okay, and you can see that after a while, there should be an IP address that's coming up. Okay, so you can see 192.1, sorry, 192.15. Okay, remember we set the thing as starting from 15 onwards. Okay, and let's just move on to the next one and also set this as DHCP server. Sorry, DHCP. Right, so we can see that this one, it has an IP address of 192.168.1.16, right? And this one is still resolving, waiting for IP address to be assigned, right? So we can try to see whether this, we can ping, right? So let's try pinging each other. Let's say we go to command prompt, we can do a ping 192.168.1.3, for example. I think this is a DNS server. Okay, so you can see there's a reply, connection is good. Okay, we can also ping others like DNS of 16. Okay, I think there was 16. Very good. I can also ping to other machines, right? And we can also look at the browsing, right? Let's see whether I can reach my web server in the same intranet. Okay, so you can see that now I'm actually PC2, and I'm trying to see whether I can browse this page XYZ. Sorry, I have to make some changes first. Let me just try to differentiate. So under this XYZ, okay, yeah, so I need to go to the service. I go to the web server. Okay, this is a web server on, and let me just see whether I can edit the, as we know, the startup screen. Okay, startup page. Okay, or the index page is usually the startup page. I'm going to change this, okay, to something else, or maybe I could say this instead of Cisco Packet Tracer, I would say this is a XYZ. Okay, since this is an XYZ server, so I will going to say XYZ. Okay, website. Okay, I can also change this to welcome to XYZ. Okay, and I mean you can remove the rest of the text if you want to. Okay, and I'm going to try to save this. Okay, so I've just changed the website, okay, the web page, okay, for this, right? So let's save this, and let's also go to the services and HTTP, and this is another ABC, right? You can see abc.com. So I'm going to edit. I'm going to change this to another, yeah, just simply ABC, okay, ABC, well, ABC, right? And I'm going to change also this to ABC web server. Okay, and save this, right? Just do a quick one. Right, so I've just changed the website web pages for this, and let's just see whether I can try to browse from this particular PC. I can click on the desktop, and on the desktop there is this web browser that allowed me to serve. Okay, so this is the browser, and I'm just going to see whether I can reach, okay, the website called ABC. Let me see, www.abc.com. There you have ABC web server, right? So if I want to change to XYZ, which means XYZ, okay, and there you have a website. If I try to go to other website, the name, host name unresolved, okay, which means the DNS are not able to resolve where is the web server. But if you type the URL properly, it will be able to show you the website. And how did we do it? A recap on the DNS server. This is the one that is able to resolve, okay, under the DNS service. Okay, XYZ is able to resolve that the IP address is 192, the server 168.1.1.4, okay, which is actually this. server over here, right? If you hover across, you can see the IP address, and you hover across here, is 16, and you have this startup is 17, right? So you can see that all these PC are properly being assigned by the DHCP server over here, right? So I think that's about it for this particular tutorials, okay, and demo. So hope you enjoy it, right?